I haven't started an interview in a while. It's been a while. I've been taking a break from as you guys know, I was in Space Zebra. I was with Motionless. We used to do interviews all the time. And if you don't do them all the time, you kind of feel weird, like when you restart them. But I am glad that I have you guys because I get to scratch my spooky itch with you boys from Evil Intent, which is very nice. But I do have one question: is who's the asshole that scheduled this at 10 a.m.?
I do believe it was this guy named Josh. I don't know where he's at. He's the one that scaled it. Like, fuck that guy. He should have known. Like, this takes long.
We were talking prior to this interview, and I was like, who scheduled this at 10 a.m.? And I went back in my email and I realized it was me because as entrepreneur Josh Balls was like, oh, let me get my stuff, sorted in the beginning of the day so I can get it out. And also, obviously, we were doing this on Roadhounds. Thank you, Roadhounds, for this wonderful platform. They're from the UK. So everything I've done with them so far has been, I do it early because their day's almost over. But no, thank you, gentlemen, for taking the time, because I know how long it takes to do makeup, and it is, as for anybody watching when we replay this interview, it's 10 a.m.
Yeah, no, it's 10 a.m. on a Thursday, and we look like this.
Yeah.
I'll say it again. I'm so proud of you guys for one, showing up at 10 a.m. and two, full makeup.
Oh yeah, we got to look pretty. We got to look pretty
to work.
You know where you guys would survive really well is Warped Tour. Have you guys?
Oh no, dude.
Listen. Here's why. Have you? So how old are you guys?
The oldest is 26. The oldest is 26.
So you guys are babies. So there was this thing once upon a time called Warped Tour. Obviously, you know what Warped Tour is. But so when we played Warped Tour, if for anybody not listening, I used to be in a band called Motionless and White. We played Warped Tour so many times. But the way Warped Tour works is you don't get your set time until like 10 a.m., 9 or 10 a.m.
Oh,
so you don't know when you're playing. You have no idea. And us as a band who wore full makeup is you could be playing at doors, or you can be the last person playing every day. They switched it up where A Day to Remember and Paramore was playing first at doors versus, Real Big Fish was playing at 7 p.m., 8 p.m. So I'm just preparing you guys for a lifetime of just hatred,
And we fucking toured in Florida in a pickup truck. We don't have a van or anything.
I read that.
Yeah, in a pickup truck in the middle of July, just like sweating our asses off, dying, and waking up being like, fuck, we have to put this shit back on.
Yeah. How does it feel walking into a Walmart in the South full makeup?
So fucking fun. The best part. The best part of makeup days.
The Buc-ee's love. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We're like it.
Hey, turn your camera a little bit. I can't see
that way.
Right there. Perfect.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I was losing one. But that's the best, isn't it? You get to you're basically self-promoting your band by just walking around.
Oh yeah. No, it immediately gets the "Are you in a band?" question, and I'm like, nah. What would I was like, what would you say if I told you we all don't know each other?
That's good. I like that. So, what in your area? You guys are from Georgia, which I've been to Georgia many times. I love Georgia. Do you guys belong in Georgia?
We trying to get the fuck out. I know that.
Well, I mean, it's nice. Do you guys? Well, here's the thing. Do you guys only wear makeup for stage, or how are you guys off stage?
I'm the complete opposite off stage, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, no, this is our Hawaiian shirt and flip flops guy.
I love that.
80% of the time when I'm not on stage.
No, the rest of us are edgy fucks on the regular, I would say.
So around Georgia, do you guys are you guys those guys, or is there a plethora of you?
Absolutely those guys. Even in the music scene, we are still those guys. We're those guys.
There's a few others.
I like that.
Right. For the most part, it's just us.
Come join us while we do a bunch of live stuff inside the metaverse, from live shows to live events. Honestly, we're going to be doing a bunch of stores inside the metaverse too, so make sure you subscribe now. it's fun, you know. I mean, it's one of those things where you feel like you want to get out of your town and you want to do these things. Like I'm from a town in the middle of nowhere in fucking Pennsylvania. I'm in mountaintop Pennsylvania. And me and my dudes, when I was in the band, we're from this small Scranton, Wilkes-Barre area, real small. We were the dudes that would walk around with eyeliner on and skinny jeans and all that shit and fucking chains on us and whatever. I think it is a wonderful thing because if you're in a town like LA, if you walking down, you can be bleeding out of the side of your head, full makeup, dragging a dead human, and people would go,
yeah, no, I enjoy the looks. Like, I feel like if we were to go somewhere in public and not get looks, I would automatically assume something's wrong. They're gonna like stab us in the parking lot or some shit. They're plotting.
Yeah, it's so funny, and I love it. I love that for you guys that you guys are fully committed, which I like. I love because that's how you should be. Like, especially in a shock rock world, there's so many people that just don't get it and don't commit to it. They get really scared and to be able to be like, you know, they feel like in the beginning no one gives a fuck about how they exist. No one gives a fuck what's going on. So usually first 6 months shock rock band, they give up because no one cares and no one gets it. And no one will for a while because, you know, the only people that are in this realm are either non-existent or fucking monsters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, that's the thing. Like, we wanted to balance. We wanted like the real shock of shock rock, right? But with like the actual theatrics of like Rob Zombie, Rammstein, Murder Dolls, just Wednesday by himself, just stuff like that, like mixing in like the real scare you shit with the actual theatrics to make it something to look at and not just, you know, blood.
Yeah. So what is this now, talking about like, you know, stage show, shock rock? What is, I know I've read a bunch of interviews with you guys. A big one is if you can use fire, you will. If you can do this, you will. What is your ideal stage show? Like, if money wasn't an option, the stage was as big as you fucking want. What does that look like for you guys? Because that makes me excited. Like, production is like, so when I was touring, I would beg to be like, let me design the production. Like, that's all I want to do. So I would love to see what you guys are interested in.
We talk about, like, when we talk in future shows, it's never like when we play like, you know, 1,000, 3,000 person cap. We're like, when we get to arenas, what are we gonna have? It's always some crazy stuff. Like,
we want big creatures walking out and shit, and like he's got a flamethrower on his guitar.
Yeah.
Like,
all of our stuff is DIY now, but we're like, in the future, we want to be like giant hands that you can walk up and he can like shred solos on with fucking fire coming out on tips. He said he won't do it, but we want to lower him from the rafters. We want it just real slow.
Hey, that's cool as fuck. Are you afraid of heights?
You gotta do it. You gotta do it now.
Are you afraid of heights?
yeah.
Don't make him do that.
No, these are bullies.
We don't.
Hey, bullies. Hey, the goth kids are always bullies. Don't let them the spooky kids fool you. They're bullies. Yeah, that's fair. Maybe why don't you have him come out of the ground and go up instead of fucking making them terrified up in the air.
We're like, if he doesn't get lowered from the rafters, he just walks out behind the drums and we come up from the stage.
Hey, that's embarrassing. You got to do it now.
Yeah. Either he comes down from the rafters or we all come up from the stage and he just stands there. Pick one.
Loser.
It'd be cool if he was all right. What he can do is he can be an art installation in a glass encased thing, and he doesn't move. And you guys basically then come up around him, and then it looks like it's on purpose that he's a pussy.
You know, Balls has got ideas. We're running with it.
Yeah, there's DIY is super fun, and I think that it makes, when you connect more to your production, it makes it more. It makes it amazing. You know, the first time I had fire was one of the best days of my life. It was incredible. And then the more you grow and the more things you do, but don't get fucking what's the word I'm thinking of? You'll get really bored of it really quick. Like, you go from a van to a bus, you go to a bus to a plane, you do these things you don't understand. how important those first moments are. And especially for a band like you guys, which you'll grow. I think you guys are great. You guys are fucking awesome. But staying on the path of like fucking appreciate everything. Appreciate the dudes around you. Appreciate the people around you, the crews. It's so fucking important. And honestly, like if you want to do that shit, you will. There's no question about it. Especially down in the South where no one gives a fuck about anything. You can basically light places on fire and it's fine, which is fucking sick. But no, I think that's one of the things, like if you guys have that, that's the one thing I always tell people is stop. Don't ever think you can't get to those things, those arenas, those stadiums and things like that, because dude from Northeast Pennsylvania, I got to play in front of 50,000 people with fire and doing all this cool shit. And you guys are going down that same path. And I love that. And it's one of those things where you realize that, you know, we used to be the weirdos, but now like people want to be like us, which is fucking cool. Go to roadhounds.io and come hang out with me in the metaverse, while we watch live shows, we go through stores, maybe we'll give away some guitars, some drums, maybe some free root beer. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want, we're going to give it away. Go to roadhounds.io and subscribe now. Come hang out with me. Do you guys see like the boom of the weirdo, the goth, the freak?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. I'm seeing like it's becoming like
Cool.
trendy, but at the time, we're very anti-gatekeeping, extremely anti-gatekeeping, like
Hey,
a motherfucker.
that's what I was gonna ask. Like, how do the rest of you guys feel about, you know, the mainstream? I don't want to say mainstreaminess, but like the very like, you know, Wednesday being the #1 show on Netflix and all these things, and like actually people wearing like Kim Kardashian wearing a Rob Zombie shirt. Like, how do you guys feel about that?
I'm all for it.
I've always said that like we're slowly just going into another grunge era. Before we know it, it's gonna be everywhere again.
I just find it flattering. Like they might not get it or whatever, but the fact that they still think something that we all fuck with, even though it's spooky and they don't know really what it is, they fuck with it. I still think it's cool as shit. I don't mind.
Hey, they'll learn over time.
Yeah, so I'm all for it. Just one, based on my entire life, is just this this world. So the more people that know about it, the more fun I get to have in it, which is great. You know, it's if you can be the #1 fucking goth band in existence, but if no one listens to you and no one buys your CDs, you're going to be stuck in your basement forever. Where if Madonna loves Evil Intent and wants to take you on tour, you're going to say no to a fucking Madonna tour.
Oh no, I'll be voguing on the stage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll be full fucking garb, just voguing. It's fine. So what do you guys have coming up in the future that you're really excited about?
Right now we're trying to work on like our first EP or album, whichever it turns into. Right now it's just we're all extremely DIY with it, like recording ourselves because we're trying to build up a budget for anything really. Whether that be recording or touring or whatever. We still want to do a tour early next year, but like drop our EP and then go off of the EP, because even though we only have 2 demos on SoundCloud, sometimes our shows reach, 400 people. Like
that's crazy.
It's crazy for like just a couple demos being out. So when we hit that EP release, that's when we want to actually start going the fuck around.
So are you guys more lenient towards like, so in the new world of, I'm still trying to figure it out, I'm sure you guys are as well, are you guys like pro single EP, or do you want to drop an EP, how do you feel versus album versus EP versus single?
Ooh.
I'm very old head mindset. Like I fucking love an album.
Yeah, no, our 2 guitarists are thrash kids. That's why I looked around, I was like, ooh, okay. Thrash kids, 2 goth kids, and a Primus guy.
Yeah.
Primus, yeah.
I fuck with Primus so hard, and I never knew how much I did until I was getting tattooed. My friend was a tattoo artist, and all he did was listen to Primus. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is going on? And then I put on a couple albums, and I was like, this shit is fucking nuts. Like honestly, if Primus is just goth for fucking, I don't want to say hippies because I'm gonna get fucking scolded, but you know what I'm saying. But I think
Yeah.
Primus is fucking sick as fucking so heavy. Like just, I mean, put that riff that is the fucking heaviest shit ever. But I don't know. I personally I love an album, and I am one of those people that will, if I like an album, I won't stop listening to it. And people around me get super fucking annoyed because I'm like, hey, there's this new album, and I just fucking kill it. I let it murder, and I'm that guy of like, I've listened to this album 15 times. Go fuck yourself. Like the newer, like when the new Gojira record came out, I fucking just smashed it into the ground, and everyone was super mad at me that now no one can listen to Gojira again.
You
But
just gotta strip yourself into
We
it.
all
Yeah.
have those bands. The two thrash kids, it's Metallica. If you live in this house, you're gonna hear Metallica all day, every day. You're gonna fucking hear Metallica. Thrash kids.
At
Fair.
least 8.
What can I say?
Him right now, it's Avatar. He finds random, cool, weird shit all the time.
Though lately I've been on a Primus kick and a Sabaton kick again for like the 1,000th time.
I don't know.
So-
I've gotten on my Static X kick recently.
Static X, yeah.
So you know what's really funny? I love those bands. You know, the Static, the Wednesdays, that world is so interesting to me because we've been in and out of that world. I've been in and out of that world a bunch, and it's really funny because I can picture you guys outside of this room being the nicest gentlemen in the world, like going to Denny's together. And I'll tell you a funny story is when I was on tour in Australia with Wednesday. We all got in this bus together. It was like, I think it was us, Wednesday. It was the guys from Down. So Phil was just bleeding on his face.
Yo!
It was awesome. But we all started. So it's like you see, like, so Wednesday's full makeup, we're full makeup. Phil is bleeding from his face, and we're driving together singing pop songs
That's
on
how
our way
it
to the
goes.
hotel.
That's how it goes.
So it's really funny that like I love seeing you guys in full makeup, but I know past that makeup you guys are probably have cats that you kiss all the time. And yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Call me out like that.
So listen, I think it's a wonderful thing, and I can see that by talking to you guys, it's a very that's how our world is. Like everyone is so terrified of everybody. Sweethearts. Especially I'd be talking about like Wednesday, sweetheart, like the nicest guy that has ever existed is Wednesday. So it's and I would love to put your stuff in his hands. I think it'd be wonderful, and I think you guys going out with them would make a lot of sense.
We talk about that constantly.
They're great people. I mean, that world is great people. And the thing is, there's not many of your types of bands out there, so it's a lot of fighting for who's there's no openers available anymore for a lot of these tours because people are afraid to do what you guys are doing because people are afraid to go niche anymore, and that kind of bums me out. And I think you guys doing it is fucking awesome, especially with your influences, Sabaton and fucking Primus and Metallica and fucking all the other bullshit that you fucking listed. Just kidding. No, it all meshes together really well, and I think having that sludgy, thrashy, thick sound is fucking cool, and I love that. So I mean,
Appreciate it.
What do you as a newer band that's coming out? What do you guys need going forward? Like, so that's one of the things with Roadhounds, which I love, is they want to get involved with the unsigned artists, with the anti-hero, with that world is kind of what Roadhounds is all about. And so what we're trying to figure out is how we can put ourselves forefront to be able to help bands like yourselves. So I kind of wanted to have that conversation with you guys, and how does that look, and what are major concerns in the unsigned, DIY band world?
Honestly, as far as like help with anything, just like getting shows to pay attention to us, really, like just festivals, whether it be festivals, tour lineups, single show lineups. Like we hit up a lot of people, and like you said, we don't fit really anywhere. Like we're just kind of in a niche.
Yeah.
And unless you hit up a niche, it's very hard to get noticed. And like Roadhound, by the way, Roadhound's what they're doing, fucking top tier. That is the sickest shit I've ever heard of.
Thank you.
Yeah, just like show opportunities and like being able to find somewhere that will fuck with us, even though we're a very niche thing. Like most people that look like us, they either, you know, black metal or a certain sound. We have really nothing. All of our influences are all over the place. So we play, your guess is as good as mine. So it's hard to get shows to, you know, genre match us.
Yeah. What are you saying back there?
It's just hard to get them to take us serious on it.
You know what? And don't get. I think the biggest thing is don't give up. I mean, that's a huge thing that I always tell people is everyone thinks within 6 months they're going to be the biggest band in the world. And even for me, it took 5 years for everyone to even look at us and give a fuck that we existed. And I always say, I always tell it to people, they're like, well, no one has streamed our album. No one has looked at us. No one has done this. Yes, it's a different time. I mean, back in the day, we had MySpace, which is, you know, I'm really dating myself. And things like when I used to tour, we used a map and not a GPS. So I'm really old. But yeah, I think you guys are doing it right. I think it takes time, it takes effort, it takes passion. And I think your influences are fucking cool, and where you guys are looking to do is really cool. But I think that's been the main question, is how can we play in front of people, because your show is cool. So once you show people what you're doing, they listen. So it's how to get your band in front of people. And that's what we've been trying to do, is trying to figure out how we can partner with a lot of these festivals, whether that be DWP festivals or such, and have a Roadhound stage where we curate all of our favorite bands, like yourselves, like the Nail Bites, the Far Sights, the Death Valley Dreams and stuff like that, to be able to be seen. And that's the most important thing for you, for bands like yourselves, is just there's no way to be seen anymore without paying an astronomical amount of fucking money.
Yeah. The thing with us, at least talking about shows, we've always talked about it. Success in our brains, it's not a fucking paycheck. Like, of course, you know, you need money to survive, all that. Fuck that. When we think of success in our brains, we've all talked about it's looking at a fucking just big ass crowd. That is what success looks like. Fuck what the numbers look like. You know what I mean? It's just being able to play.
I've always said it, like, I'll feel successful whenever I see the crowd, like, as happy as I am going to shows, you know? Like, seeing the kids out in the crowd just, like, going wild and doing shit that I would do at a show, you know?
Do people sing your lyrics back yet?
So yeah.
Some of them, yeah.
It's great.
That's the best fucking feeling in
Dude.
existence.
Instant nutting my dress or breeches or what I'm wearing.
I get it. I was chasing that feeling when I left Motionless. I was chasing that feeling, and it didn't matter how successful I got in business or anything else. Nothing feels like being on stage and playing to people that want you to be there.
Oh, dude. The first time we stepped out in like a packed room, fucking, like, I could have cried. It was beautiful.
It's an amazing.
It's such a feeling. Yeah. And if you can bottle that, if you could put that feeling in a candle, I would buy it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It smelled like face paint, sweat, and like fucking ass crack.
Yeah, piss. It's just piss.
Pants that haven't been washed for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
God. So do you guys wear the same outfit every show?
Yes.
Not me. Not me.
You go. I make costumes, and I try to switch it up every now and again. I like to have variety for my choices on stage.
I'll lose my mind. I'll wear the same shit.
So you guys stink is what I'm getting at.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. We're like, it's like crust pump got slapped with face paint.
If I can give you any words of advice, the best thing in the world, spray it down with vodka. Or just alcohol in general, like any kind of alcohol, and then just let it air out for like a couple minutes. You know where I learned that, which is crazy, is actually Taylor Swift's camp.
Huh. Okay. No,
Yeah.
That just sunk into all of our brains. We were all just like, remember that shit.
Well,
I've been using so much blunt spray, it ain't even funny. Like,
it's crazy how alcohol just fucking kills everything. So what we would do is we just, at the end, one, it's always fucking soaked and it never dries. Especially when you're on tour, it just never dries. So what we do is just spray it air it out, and it would kill all the smelliness. I would never wash my outfit. I'd wear the same one all tour, never wash it. So we would be doing 30, 40 days in the same thing. I don't know how I'm not diseased. Maybe I am. I don't know. But that's just a word of advice. I feel like a proud dad with like the spooky bands, and it's really nice. It's
Oh
really
no, if we're gonna take advice about this from anybody, it's gonna be you, like 100%.
That's fair. So I have, one last question kind of before we start to wrap this up is who are the bands that you guys would love to tour with? What is that like creme de creme? And I want from each of you, not as a full band, because I want to hear from Primus. I'm so intrigued by what his like dream lineup is. But no, I think who are like two bands that you guys would like to go on tour with?
Gwar, absolutely fucking Gwar. I've seen them every year since I was 8 years old. Gwar, fucking Gwar. The second one, Wednesday, hands down. Gwar and Wednesday, that wraps up my taste. Like,
Well, I'll tell you what, that's obtainable.
Kid.
That's obtainable. All right, go ahead.
Avatar, definitely, because I fucking love Avatar. I don't know. Maybe like Motionless or something. I don't know, because I grew up listening to Motionless. Like,
I think you guys would crush. You guys would crush an Emotionless tour.
We became friends because of your old band. We met in 7th grade, and Motionless was on his binder, and we like became friends right then.
Hey, that's nice. See, that makes me feel nice.
I'd probably do Metallica and Pantera.
Hey, now we're stretching. Now this is what I like. This is great. Gwar, fucking Wednesday, Avatar. These are all obtainable. Motionless obtainable. I like the Metallica Pantera world for you guys. It's sick.
Yeah. Ah, man, like a lot of my favorites are dead though, so like I'm struggling.
You guys can play 6 Feet Under. There's nothing wrong with that.
yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, let's go. Fucking, I mean, I really love to play with Static X, and man, I fucking Metallica, dude. I'd fucking love to play with Metallica.
Told you, Metallica guys.
Solid.
Oh yeah.
For me personally, I would have to probably go with Amon Amarth, and I'd have to say like Rob Zombie or Primus.
Fuck. Hey, that would be Rob Zombie, Primus, and Amon Amarth would be a solid tour.
I'd
That
go.
would be
I'd go.
crazy.
I'd go.
I want to get in a rope hit so bad.
So I toured with Amon Amarth before, and it's wonderful. It's great. It was actually Amon Amarth and Rob Zombie, so it was wonderful. Honestly, you know what's crazy? I appreciate Metallica. I like Metallica. I didn't start loving Metallica until a couple years ago where they did that. So all the DWP Fest, they did Metallica 2 nights in a row.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome. And I saw them they did it at every DWP festival. So I was there hosting all the festivals. So I saw the same show over and over again, but I saw Metallica like 2, 3, 4, like 10 times in like one summer. And I was like, this is fucking incredible. Like, they were awesome. They're very nice. They were like, it's crazy. And it was a very cool thing. And then as for the Pantera situation, like they're all fucking so nice. And that, like, Avatar, Johannes is out of his fucking mind in the best way. Like, in the best way. Those guys are also gentlemen, and Motionless also, like, it's crazy that all the things you guys have mentioned are not out of the realm of like scope of what you guys are doing. Again, kid from nowhere I got to play with all of those bands, which is very, very cool. And I think you guys have the same scope of what you're doing. To be passionate enough to wake up at fucking it is now 10:30 in the morning, and these guys are full makeup, full attented, and like that's the passion that a lot of bands need to move forward. And I think you guys do have it. And I think just seeing it I don't even need to listen to your music. I don't need to see you live. Just with the way you guys are portraying yourselves is half the fucking battle. So I think you guys really have it, and I'm really excited to see what Evil Intent does in the future. And I'm super stoked to see all the things that you guys get to do. But again, don't lose that passion for what you guys are doing, because there's not too many people are doing it. You guys are doing it right.
Absolutely, dude. I knew from the time I was a child, this is what I was doing. Every single one of us as kids, we talk about this all the time, knew this was going to happen. There's like VHS tapes of me in like Kiss makeup and like fucking tidy whities with a blow up guitar. I feel it in my nuts that this is what I was meant to do.
I remember being like 4 or 5 years old and telling my mom I'm going to be on the stage somewhere, and she looking at me crazy. And now
I remember the first like heavy band that like I was introduced to was actually Motionless in White, and that just
You're
sent
welcome.
me on like a downward spiral of just music in general. Because before my brother had came around, I actually really didn't care too much for music. You know, it's not that I didn't like it, I just didn't listen to it a lot. And now I live and breathe.
I came over to his house when we were like 13. He showed me his Minecraft world, and I showed him Immaculate Misconception.
Oh my God, you were 13. Oh my God, that hurts.
I was 12 actually.
He was 12. I was.
Oh my God. You know what's crazy? I was probably 18, 17. I was super young too. So it's not like I wasn't much older than you. I was an angry teenager, and that's all. I started Emotionless when I was 16 years old, and I'm now 34, which is also crazy. I have people that are in movies that were Emotionless fans, doctors, lawyers. So it's a crazy world, and I love that you guys are a part of that world. And I think going forward, I think I would love for you guys to step in and fill those shoes of going forward, because there's not too many bands doing it. But again, I'm super proud of you guys, and Roadhounds super backs you guys. So as people, you guys may not know, is you guys are actually the first interview that I've done for Roadhounds after joining the Roadhounds crew, which is really awesome. And they've really wanted to pair me with a band that I connected with, which is you guys. And you know, again, I saw you guys in the Roadhounds tent and just being fucking super cool, and I was super intrigued by your band. So I think, you know, Roadhounds will support you guys going forward. We're still trying to figure out how we can do that. That not only goes for your band, but any of the bands that are watching and things like that. So a lot of cool things going forward for the next couple of years, and trying to figure out how to pick the next headliners of these festivals and create these next headliners for these festivals. So again, I'm super glad that you guys were up for the challenge of being up at 10 a.m. full makeup. So I mean, hopefully I get to see you guys soon on everything and every festival, every show, headlining, not even supporting. But thank you guys again.
It'll happen. We gonna make it happen. Oh,
guys,
and when we play, you got to let us do your makeup. If we're ever in the same place, you got to let us do your face paint.
That is done. Next time we see each other, I will let you do my makeup. I
No
promise.
word. Would be honored.
Hey guys, it's your friendly neighborhood Josh Balls, just here telling you that I have a new show coming out. It's going to be called Headbangers, Havoc, and it's going to be on Roadhounds. And you can find it there. What we're going to do is we're going to give away a ton of shit all day, every day. We're going to go live. We're going to do pre-tape interviews. Basically, what we want to do is when you're hanging out at a festival, you only get 4 days with your friends. It's terrible. What we're going to do is we're going to bring that vibe to you 365 days a year, and it's going to be incredible. Not only for bands, but anybody that enjoys bands. So make sure you come check it out. Roadhounds.io. I'll catch you there. Make sure you subscribe.